Okay, gardeners, this is a particularly exciting one. In this box here, I've got some items that we are going to be growing in the garden, some quite unusual things. Basically, my wife brought this to my attention. This is from the Seed Collection. So they're an Australian website. They're down in Victoria. Again, we're in New South Wales. And they had some kind of cooler things that she was quite interested in. She saw they had strawberry runners, kind of a seasonal thing for sale, and as a result she said, oh, I wouldn't mind ordering some of those. So I had a look on their website and found a couple of the runners that I hope will be more suited to our environment. They're kind of the opposite end of the country to us. We do get a plant health assurance certificate because unlike just buying seeds, we've got bulbs and stuff in here, and there is obviously always going to be some concerns with getting, sending across state lines, I guess you'd say, some plant afflictions, and obviously in this case they are demonstrating to us that there shouldn't be any concerns at all. So a little note here from the Seed Collection says herb, vegetable and flower seeds, heirloom, which I'm probably saying wrong, open pollinated, non-hybrid, non-GMO and no chemical treatments, which is all great. And obviously it's good to support a local business, but you're going to be when you're buying this kind of stuff. I'm just going to start with what's in the box, basically in the order it comes out. And I have already opened the box and taken off my address. Ranunculus, so I got a Florentine mix and a Florentine pastel. These are the corms, which I'm not even sure what that means. My wife loves growing flowers, and in the checkout process they said, oh, would you like to add some flowers to your order? And I said, you know what, earn myself some brownie points. We'll give that a go. Now, I'm not even sure what's in here. This is the seeds, I think. And we've got a whole variety of seeds. Their seeds are very, very inexpensive. So I think a lot of these seeds were only $1.50 for a pack. We've got the snake bean black seeded. We've got some comfrey. Now, comfrey, I've noticed you can buy the seedlings in the nursery, but they're like $5 each, and that adds up pretty quickly, and I want to plant them all around my apples. I actually bought 2 packets of perennial herb comfrey, and we won't go into the details because it'll make this video too long, but that's a cool one. A very unusual, and I'm not sure if it's going to work in our climate, is the caper bush. And capers normally are kind of like, I don't know if you'd call it pickled, but capers are a great salad addition. And we've got a bottle of capers in the fridge at the moment that we like adding into lots of dishes. If I could grow them myself, that'd be really cool. But that is a bit of an outside one because I think when I had a look at it, where the subtropics are not so ideal for them. They're better further south, and further south for us, we're in the southern hemisphere, so in colder regions, I understand. Beetroot, golden globe. We've had a lot of trouble finding golden beetroot seeds locally, and so we've got a beetroot golden globe, beetroot golden Detroit, and then I also got the beetroot cylindra, which is, as the name suggests, it grows as a cylinder instead of like a big round thing. So those are all the seeds we got. I think that's all of them. And just some more unusual stuff, particularly stuff that we can't find so much locally. Now, we haven't had a lot of luck with growing garlic. I mean, we did do it successfully, but not to the level of success I wanted. I've got some garlic rose du var, some bulbs here. Basically, these were obviously a seasonal kind of thing that you can plant. They're only going to have them at the right season, and that's 2 bulbs there. There are minimum buying limits for basically ordering some of this stuff, and so I think I got the 2 of this because that was the minimum, and as you can see, it's a 2 bulb pack, and obviously that's a whole garlic, what do you call it? Like, it's not a single slither, it's the whole bulb, and so you're getting the potential to grow quite a lot of garlic from those. That sun's going to be a problem. So the other garlic that I ordered is the Italian pink. These are noted as small bulbs. I got 3 in the bag. I think off the top of my head, the bags might have been like $10 each, something like that, which some people might say, oh, it's a bit expensive, but garlic is quite expensive. and buying seedlings. Like if you buy the seedlings at, say, Bunnings or a nursery, you kind of get like 1 or 2 maybe. In some cases, you might get a few more, and you're still paying quite a lot of money. So this is actually much better value. Obviously, there is all of the planting and growing instructions there, which is really great because it's going to give you a better starting chance if you follow the instructions well. Now, one of the more interesting things that we found, or that I found in the checkout process, was I was looking for unusual stuff that I haven't seen, and these are golden shallot bulbs. And so again, I thought that's really cool. I really haven't seen this locally, and it sounds like something that I'd really like. Shallots is something that, you know, you can buy in the shops, but can be quite expensive. And so this is, I feel, like a really cool thing to give a go to. Now, everything I tried to look for warmer climate variants if it was possible, but it wasn't always the case. I'm pretty sure I haven't bought anything that just shouldn't grow here. However, obviously, most of this stuff I'm just buying because I want to give it a try. The other thing that was really cool was these banana shallots, are golden again, and I thought, you know what, we'll give that a go. There's 5 in a pack. Again, you're kind of buying them in multiples, which is how they package them, and no doubt their system is selling them, which I can't complain about, because on the one hand, if you're buying the singles, it'd be really, really cheap, but probably not too efficient on their side of things, and everyone's got to make some money to keep their businesses going. Now, the whole reason for the order was these strawberry runners, which are looking quite healthy. We're going to try and get these in the ground. We're redoing all of our beds. I need to do a really good deep dive into what strawberries want to grow well, because I want these to go well. And we've got our strawberry red gauntlet. That's 5 runners in this pack here. There's growing instructions as well there to get them started, but I'm going to do some additional research, of course. And then the other one here is the strawberry Adina. Now, I must say, with some of the things I've ordered, with a lot of this seasonal stuff, it sells out. So you need to be on the ball. You want to be probably signed up to their mailing list if this is who you're going to get your stuff from. And they send out very, very frequent, perhaps too frequent, notifications of what they've got. I think I got about 10 emails before my first order even arrived, and since then I've ordered some seed potatoes from them. Again, stuff that's not so usually available here. And the seasonal stuff, you want to jump in and get it while it's there, because obviously everything is limited stock. So I'm pretty excited about all of this stuff. I don't know that I'm going to get all of it in today, because the kind of focus of this weekend is getting all of our beds redone because of our tree root problem, which you can see about in a separate video. But I'm very, very happy with my order from the seed collection, and so far so good. I definitely recommend them. It did take a bit of time for the order to get here, and as a totally irrelevant point, but Australia Post, our postal service here in Australia, has just announced they're putting parcel costs up 20%. And when I looked at the tracking of this parcel, it had seemed to have gone through about 12 different locations, of which about 8 of them seem to be unnecessary from my understanding of where stuff normally goes. And so maybe they should get their systems working a bit more efficiently rather than charging us all a mozza for postage. But that is just me.